This week on the Best of the West, I had the opportunity to hunt with my son and daughter on a mule deer hunt and a whitetail hunt near our home in Meeteetse, Wyoming. Additionally, we're going to be hunting pronghorn also in the Bighorn Basin of northwestern Wyoming. Meeteetse is a very unique small community in northwestern Wyoming. It's a ranching community with some oil field production in the area. It's very well known as a mecca for big game populations, ranging from bighorn sheep, grizzlies in the high country, down to mule deer, whitetails, pronghorn in the river bottoms. Just a beautiful place to live and a beautiful place to hunt big game. I feel very fortunate to live in this part of northwestern Wyoming. You know, as I've evolved as a hunter, myself actually doing the hunting, it becomes less and less important. I really embrace the opportunity to take, whether it's my wife, my children, or good friends on hunts. With my daughter Haley, she had drawn a limited quota whitetail hunt near our home.
He's 350.
This buck came along a fence line, and Haley was very patient. She waited. She will not take the shot unless everything is perfect in her mind to make a one-shot drop. Well, this buck, he moved along the fence line, kept moving, sniffing, moving, sniffing. Finally, this buck presented himself fully broadside. Haley broke the shot at 350 yards and just dropped this buck in its tracks. The dominant buck in this area was a 5x2. This buck came marching along that fence line, and you could tell he was all haired up. He was aggressive. Well, he walked up to the buck that Haley had just shot and just started fighting it. Raking it, throwing it in the air. I'd never seen that before in my life. Just a unique opportunity to watch natural whitetail behavior in the middle of the rut. Very unique opportunity. Just made the hunt that much more special.
We got here early this morning. We've been watching this buck for a couple days now. He's just been rutting does, and he came out in the open and gave us a good shot.
Really happy with this deer. He's a 5x6, and Haley made an excellent high shoulder shot and just dropped this buck at 350 yards. So we've had a great experience here, and really appreciate the landowners that let us hunt on this property.
Good land stewardship is the key to ensuring access to private farms and ranches for future generations to come. We'll be right back with more right here on the Best of the West. The Best of the West is brought to you by the Wild Sheep Foundation, Gunbroker.com, Kryptek Camo, the Best of the West Shooting Systems, Defiance Custom Actions, Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable, Husqvarna Optics, and LongRangeStore.com. We're back in Northwest Wyoming with Best of the West field host Jim Sessions and family.
Scott has been shooting the Husqvarna system, Best of the West shooting system, with the Husqvarna scope since he was 12 years old. He took his first bull elk at 12 years old with Shane Gearhart, our sales manager, and I in the high country. He's also had opportunities at bear, mountain goats, and other big game animals. So he's very well versed in how the system functions. Tell me what we got.
Oh my gosh.
Scott was able to get this beautiful 7x5 at 550 yards. We decided during the application process last May that he wanted to hunt a mule deer.
This wide open country, good glassing is the key to finding a good mule deer, so that's what we're gonna do here.
The particular area that Scott drew, it's a limited quota area in the state of Wyoming. Therefore, the quality of the bucks that you're pursuing typically increased. We'd been seeing some nice bucks fairly close to our house. We were very limited in the amount of time we had. He's going to college in Sheridan, Wyoming. So we were limited, and we felt this tag was a great opportunity. Yeah, take your time. Right in his middle of his front shoulder. We're hunting the pre-rut, I would call it. We're hunting the latter part of October. The bucks are starting to become interested in the does. Does were getting very nervous and excited. On today's product review, I'm going to talk about the Hunter Elite Light chambered in the 6.5 Creedmoor. This is a collaborative effort with Hornady in that we're utilizing the Precision Hunter line of ammo with the 143 ELDX bullet. We've had great consistency and even better accuracy with this rifle utilizing this ammunition. It's a great package to pick up. It's very economical to shoot. We go out and we collect actual drop data based on this individual rifle and the individual load. We're getting half minute of angle with these rifles. The drop data has been very consistent. So that's the process we do here at Best of the West to ensure that the customer is getting the most accurate gun right out of the box possible. There is no shortcuts to this process. You can't shoot a rifle in a 100-yard tunnel and qualify it like we're qualifying. You have to actually go out and shoot actual drop data. That's what we do here at Best of the West to verify and ensure that the customer is getting the most accurate rifle possible right out of the box.
Over 61% of the U.S. is privately owned property. Obtaining permission to access lands for hunting opportunities can be difficult. Getting turned down can be extremely frustrating when you're told that someone in the past has ruined it for everyone. Treat private access with respect, and we can all enjoy the land and many harvest seasons to come. With permission for this farm, field host Jim Sessions' son Scott has a limited quota mule deer tag and is patiently waiting for a clear broadside shot at this great buck near their home in northwest Wyoming.
We're hunting the latter part of October. The bucks are started to become interested in the does. Does were getting very nervous and excited, and they just took off on a dead run. And they took off and they jumped a fence into an area that we didn't have permission to hunt.
You don't want to shoot him there at the fence.
Didn't have a shot.
We tried to secure permission. That didn't happen. So we just had to continue waiting and watching. Scott went back to school and I kept watching the area.
After a week back at college, Scott is on the long drive home in hopes at another chance at a great Wyoming muley.
I just spotted in my peripheral vision just a slight movement out in the field, and this buck was actually bedded on the corner of a cattle field like he was hiding from us. And that gave us an opportunity to put a plan in place.
I got to this little knob and try and get some elevation to see if we can get a shot up on this buck.
We got above him to the west in a high vantage point. The buck was bedded. We were not going to take the chance to try to get this buck up. The buck presented a good sight picture of his vitals in a bedded position. The buck was 389 yards. I had full confidence. Scott dialed the turret. And he was able to make a beautiful shot. The buck made it to his feet, stumbled a couple steps, and was down. Good, clean, ethical one-shot kill.
Pretty wide buck, pretty good height on him. I dialed it to 375 and had a pretty good shot, so I took it. Go check him out here. Oh my gosh. He's a beautiful buck. Super wide. You see these little kickers going off from there? That is a cool, cool buck. Massive body. Got proned out on that tripod with the leather head and got the back bag all set up and got a real stable shooting position. Waited and waited, and this buck didn't want to stand up, so decided I'd put it right behind his shoulder where he was sitting. And awesome, awesome buck.
Being a good steward is important to keeping access open to private property. Respect the landowners, close the gates, and thank them every chance you get for the opportunity. Keep it here on your Long Range Hunting Authority. The Best of the West is brought to you by the Wild Sheep Foundation, Gunbroker.com, Kryptek Camo, the Best of the West Shooting Systems, Defiance Custom Actions, Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable, Huskama Optics, and LongRangeStore.com. For more information about the products and gear used in today's show, please visit LongRangeStore.com or call 1-866-754-7618.
If I was to pick a species that really highlights what we do here at Best of the West, and that is the precision long-range application and the ability to quickly mitigate the effects of the wind, it would be the pronghorn antelope. whether it's at mid-range or long range, the Husqvarna Advantage will work for you.
Here in Wyoming, Dad whacked a heck of a nice, kind of crazy looking antelope. 805 yards. Kind of had some tricky wind going on. Final wind call was 2 minutes. Dad couldn't have made a better shot.
Okay.
All right, B. He's the one on the top of the herd. He's coming into the herd. 670. Full value's 2.5. We're looking at 4.5. When you get closer to ready, let me know. I'll give you the final call.
All right, I'm on him.
All right, go 4 minutes. 4 minutes.
Antelope are kind of a uneasy animal, particularly in the time period that we were hunting them. They're migrating. It's similar to caribou migrating in the north. Lynn and I hunted several days in this area. She killed a nice pronghorn at 480 yards. It was right at the end of the season. I think it was the second to the last day. Lynn and I were out. Lynn actually filmed me on this particular hunt.
He's right down there broadside.
Yep.
See him?
Yeah.
This buck was moving along the fence. I could tell that he wanted to get on the other side of the fence with the big herd. I got set up, proned out with my 7 Remington mag. I ranged a big, giant, round rock at 350 yards. That gave me a reference range that I could refer back to. So this buck, I got him ranged at 350. He's moving. I don't have a good shot angle on him. So he's starting to move in a northerly direction as Lynn is calling ranges. I dial out to 400, 450, 500. He can't find a place to go under the fence, so he starts back in our direction. 450, 400. So he comes right to the 350 rock that I said is my reference range. All I do is speed dial back to 350.
Okay, I'm going to take him.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
The buck is already under. He just pops up out, and I take the shot and put him down right there.
Had to adjust quickly the Husqvarna turret back to 1 click under 350, and he was just going under the fence, and I hit him, just pounded him. He's just on the other side of the fence.
Right in front of this rock is a drainage. I know after hunting pronghorns for decades, this is where that buck's gonna go under the fence. That's the effectiveness of the Husqvarna scope in a real world hunting situation. You can compensate for distances very quickly, and you can compensate for wind also very quickly. That's the Husqvarna Advantage.
That was a classic example of antelope migrating. We're in a snowstorm, we've got difficult conditions, and this was a great opportunity. I think he's a really nice buck. Let's go check him out. He's a heck of a buck for a last day, second to last day buck. We had a lot of fun hunting the migration. Lynn got hers earlier in the year, as you saw earlier in the show. Made a beautiful shot from a sitting position that like at 478, I believe is what it was. I waited and waited. Saw some good ones, saw one exceptional one, weren't able to get on him. But I'm happy with this buck, and just classic Wyoming pronghorn here in the high desert. And say it's the 6th of November. November 7th is the last day, and just real happy with this buck. Good representative buck. He's probably gonna go 14.5 inches. A nice buck.
I'm not what I would consider an extreme long-range shooter, but I know when I get behind the rifle system and dial in that Husqvarna scope, I have full confidence in making that shot. Whether it's 300 yards or 600 yards, going into the shot with that much confidence is a game changer. Thanks for watching this week's episode. We'll see you next week on the Best of the West, your long-range hunting authority.